It's Thursday night. All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our flight. There is magic and mystery from darkness. Our friendship will rise. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. Oh, get ready. It's Thursday night.
Last we left off, Bell's Hells, after learning about some odd kooky things surrounding the moon Ruidus. Some odd kooky things. An odd vision of something structural and massive on one part of the surface of the red moon, as well as elements of Fern's history that seems to tether her to being born beneath this same red moon many, many years ago. After learning some of this bit of information, watching Wendigoth vanish into the ether for whatever he has planned, and plotted, you returned to Bassaris, being dropped off by Bertie Calloway, who returned to the hideaway, and began to figure out how best to handle the day before you looked into Treshi. You went to Imahara Joe's place to inspect what may have caused this strange bit of violence that came from FCG. Couldn't quite pinpoint any reasoning for it. Learned a bit about the physiology of this aormaton that you had with you, as well as a bit of possible history that may have a connection. Then went over to check out the Seat of Disdain, where the crawler faction within the city of the Paragon's Call that seems to be highly involved in both the business of this fugitive Treshi, as well as some of the things going on around Otohan, the Paragon's Call group leader, and an individual that they've been seen with many years ago, and a lot of the business in Drussar as well. You passed by Artana Vo, who you met once before, a bounty hunter in Drussar, who seems to have made a trek out here around the same time. You went and introduced yourself as new members of the Paragon's Call after proving yourself in the Deathwish Run. They brought you in, showed you your quarters and your barracks, gave you a tour of the place, but while keeping a close eye on you as you did so. About the time this happened, the distant, darkened dust and sandstorm that was slowly encroaching began to overtake the town as everyone battened down the hatches and sought to wait it out. During this time, you found that Treshi was indeed being kept in the Seat of Disdain, in the basement, the locked-away basement, within a cell. A prison cell that had been outfitted to be almost like a guest quarters, but still definitely a cell. After Chetney had done a sort of search and information gathering mission, and a few of you also went and gathered the ring that you could track with from the local jeweler in the middle of the storm, you began to figure out how to handle this possible capture of Treshi when you began to hear commotion and shouts and yells. As you went and followed them out to the front, the doors to the Seat of Disdain were open, the sandstorm blasting by as you heard people shouting, yelling, and what sounded like explosions and fiery impacts as one member of the call hits the ground in front of you, covered in burns. And that's where we pick up, here in the midst of this chaos. Glancing about, you see about a dozen or so members of the Paragon's Call, both on or around the ground here, some injured, some fighting, and you see a handful of other figures that are along the wall, and another explosion rocks the side of the mammoth crawler. You can see now this detonation gives a flash of light and flame before bits and pieces of wood start flying down, as well as what looks to be a couple of chunks of broken rock from the masonry crates that you had set up there. One of the heavy rocks hits the dust maybe 2 feet to your left, and you just sideswipe before it impacts. It would have probably knocked you out.
I think we should get to Treshi.
Okay, what about the ring on that? They're gonna blow it up. Someone's blown it up.
That's true. We should see who's attacking, though. A fight.
You know what their call? Two other call figures rush by and be like, "What are you doing? Come help!" and just go charging out into the storm. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
This is our chance to get Treshi. Yes. You're the only one that can pick locks.
Okay, I'm going back inside. I run back in, I go in the hallway, and I go back to the door.
Wait, don't you want to take someone with you?
No, it's just me.
I run after
I
it.
run too.
I'm going to go plant the ring. Talk to me.
A real leader.
I'll be covering you.
I'll go with you.
You with me? All right.
Get some of those crates.
Copy.
I'm gonna stay where the attack is happening so I can find out who's attacking.
Yes, good.
Another explosion on the side, and you watch as one of the large, kind of load-bearing mammoth legs kind of leans to one side and lists. A bunch of the crates and everything got loaded begins to shift a bit and tumble, hit the ground. Some crates break open, some get kind of blown off and end up impacting against the far wall, leaving a pile of everything that had been loaded now heavily unloaded.
You need the good shit?
Take off running to the crates.
Yeah, I'm running with you into the crates.
Are they
Are
gonna
you doing
leave
what I'm doing?
a mammoth crawler standing? Yes, just
As
go.
you know, I'm taking my chisel out and dragging it across the palm of my hand to use a crimson right.
And
Okay.
I'm gonna cast mirror image on myself.
Got it.
Oh no, everything fell. We're helping.
So, yeah. You see there are a number of Colm members that are climbing the ladders on the side. There's two that have gotten on top of it that are firing towards any of the entities that are up at the top. And you see one of them pulls out one of the carbine rifles, waits, aims, and fires. Cracks like thunder locally. And you see a shaded figure and then fall off the wall and hit the dust and ground right at the base of the wall on the inside. You can see one of the other Colm members who is in because there are now three of them up by the pile of boxes that are starting to grab crates and trying to get any of the necessary goods out from the middle of the open. And one of them just goes over and like whack, just finishes the job on whoever fell off the wall as they were getting up, crack with a heavy club, and they are no longer moving. But now you hear other shots, arrows going by, and the occasional rifle shots from the wall. And more members are now coming out of the Seat of Disdain.
You just see Laudna's limbs kind of start to crack as she starts to think and channel the Nightmare King, and then I'm gonna go on the inside of, underneath the belly of the crawler and start to crawl up from the inside to try and have as much cover as I can.
Great, that's awesome. The underneath section is barely welded together with whatever scrap was there, and it is a jungle of sharp, rusted bits with the occasional spaces to calm through. But with your spider climb, easy enough with care. So you're now up underneath that space. You can see now more members are joining, and while some are fighting off, about half of the crew out here, which now stands both, I'd say standing about 15, and about 6 or maybe 7 that are down and out in the current fray. But of the ones that are still standing, half of them are focused on the crates. Like they know the importance of probably why this attack has happened, and they're shouting like, "Get him inside! Get him inside!" And they're just grabbing what they can.
Hurry, get him inside.
They're picking up the crates. As you approach, you can see one of them is currently putting a bunch of elements back into one of the shattered boxes that you saw with the Treshi name on it. And you can see there's these folded blankets that have kind of torn open, and there are dozens of these small crystal vials, about a foot long, that are all just kind of spilt out on the ground as the dust is.
I'm grabbing, we're coming in to help.
Okay, cool. So you go ahead and grab a few.
I just have my skirt up and I'm just putting things in.
Putting things in. Well,
Yeah.
a lot of it's just broken rock and masonry materials. But you're shoving it in there, and a couple of vials broke onto the ground, and you can see this kind of dark, kind of viscous gray liquid kind of spread out, and then immediately begins to kind of dissipate and evaporate.
Don't touch it. Whatever you do, don't touch it. It might be dangerous, as I'm just yelling to everyone to stay back.
I'll say you have 3 of the vials you recover, and kind of quickly kind of ferret away. While the rest are put back into the crate as the guy's carrying it, puts the blanket back into it, and you guys begin pulling back before a much larger explosion
Oh my god.
rocks the top of the mammoth crawler. Immediately as it hits, it specifically hits one of the large joints at where one of the other still standing legs is, and as it detonates, the leg kind of cracks out from its mooring, and the entire structure begins to collapse downward.
Oh no. Mister. Go to Laudna.
And like a burst of zipping flame, you watch as Mister just starts darting through the storm.
Say to Imogen, I'm not sure if there's going to be much of a crawler left to plant this ring.
At which point, you feel this clawing on your shoulder.
Ah! Oh, don't fucking scare me like that, mister. Mister, look for the black crates. Go!
And goes darting after Fern, who has a black crate.
Stupid monkey.
He's only 7!
So you guys are charging back to the seat of disdain while carrying boxes as another explosive that was thrown from above and arcs trying to catch you guys as you're all rushing back towards the seat of disdain.
Bombarding this.
And it's thrown well because with the wind going, it manages to kind of like catch, and while it's not a perfect hit, it kind of rolls into your periphery as it impacts and then detonates right in front of you. And as it does, you manage to take the full brunt of it, but you know, you're more worse for wear than in other worse scenarios than this. Team Treshi, what are you doing?
Lead the way, Pape.
Okay, I take my bloody hand and I smear it on my face.
You see someone goes by and goes like, and sees you and goes, "Oh God," and just keeps running.
Stay strong, little one.
You rush back to where barracks door is, down the hallway where there's the stairway that leads up, and there is the current barred gateway that leads into the stairs below to the basement.
Just give me permission.
Do it.
Okay, I start lockpicking on the lock, even though we're standing out in the middle of the chaos.
All right, so you go, pick the lock.
Yep.
You don't have to roll. It's open.
Oh.
I shut it last time.
Yeah.
Someone beat us here.
Fucking bells! Come on!
Oh no. It's all a distraction.
Go down the steps.
Cool. Pring, the wire hits you in the shin, and you immediately start tumbling forward down the stairs.
There's no wire there before.
You hit the ground. And right as you kind of focus, the rest of you trying to follow suit, but he definitely made a not intentional beeline for the basement floor. Glancing to the right, and you see what looks to be an unconscious guard on the ground. So you turn the corner, and at this moment immediately, you see there are two other guards on the opposite side of the hallway that immediately start firing in your direction.
Oh shit. On us, obviously on us.
They start firing in your direction.
Hold on, you need help with the VIP. It's us.
We're here to help! I'm gonna say in their head, has he been compromised?
One of them looks confused for a second, and they both take a shot. Not in your direction, but kind of to the left of you, past where your vision into the room goes.
I'm confused.
Orm runs up the left wall and springs off it, sword out at whatever is around the corner.
Six.
Okay. There, as you kind of jump around and land, as soon as you do, the first thing you notice is that the cell to Treshi's, you see the cell that Treshi's in, and Treshi is currently up on the cot, like back to the wall, hands on the side of the wall, like eyes wide and trying to just stay out of the middle of the scuffle. The second thing you notice is that the door is not yet open to the cell. The third thing you notice is the cloaked figure that's standing there has a blade to your throat. As the blade kind of touches you on the side of the face, kind of up the side of the cheek, past the ear, and kind of you feel that warmth, that warm immediate pain, that burning sensation, as you kind of stumble and land and look up into the face of a very harried-looking, intense glare from Artana.
Oh shit. I'm gonna roll through her legs.
You immediately tumble onto the opposite side through the legs, and now you're in between the cell door and her.
Okay. We got a bit of a standoff here.
She takes a hit to the shoulder from the other guard that's still alive down the hallway, and she goes, shit, pulls up her crossbow. She has a big old heavy crossbow. You've seen it once before, and pulls it up and launches a bolt out towards the guard that just shot her, into the chest, and you see him kind of like hold it for a second, realize it, grab his crossbow, and start going through the motions of loading it, and as he does, his motions get sluggish, he falls to a knee and then falls unconscious in the ground.
I am going to see all of this happening, and I'm just gonna say, Artana, and I'm gonna hit her with Psychic Lance.
Okay.
She's immediately incapacitated.
Looks over, the eyes go wide, and you watch as the pupils dilate in a flash, and suddenly she grabs her forehead and crumples onto one knee, and is just clutching her head like the crossbow just clinks to the ground around, and holds her face going, and it's just there, this tight ball of all the muscles trying to deal with the pain that's racking her mind.
I'm gonna whip out a rope and tie her up.
Okay. All right, go ahead and you start. Jenny, you want to do anything?
No, I'm running to Treshi's cell.
Yeah, get Treshi.
Okay.
He's tying her up, and I'm gonna say to Treshi, we're here to help you.
I'm gonna tie her legs together.
Okay. Treshi at this point is like,
Of course, yes. Whatever you need.
I'm gonna start trying to lockpick the cell. Speak to me, Sally.
I'm gonna reach into Chetney's shirt.
my braid.
And
Those
pull out
curlies, those
the
white
scarf
curlies.
that's sticking out that Fern gave you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Just a
stick it
Velcro
in,
sound.
and like, cause we can reach through the bars, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna flare it out on the ground and tell Treshi to hop in.
To a scarf?
No,
The
the
whole.
Yeah, at this point, Artana is now rousing and pulls out a short sword and just kind of looks at you and says, "What are you doing?"
Disarming attack.
As you try to strike part of the shoulder, she's kind of like
Yeah,
slowly moves
drunken
out of the
master.
way, puts the arm around and like grabs your arm and is now attempting to, like, as a counterattack, lock your arm up with hers. And she has you pulled in, looking you straight in the eyes and is going like, "Whatever you think you're doing here, you're fucking up a lot."
We're walking out with him.
Where?
Let's talk about it on the way.
She kind of reads you. The intensity in the eyes kind of tries to hold for a second, and there's a slight relaxing of the brows. You're not one of them. All right.
Okay.
Kind of takes a moment, releases your arm.
Jack, can you get that lock?
She's just starting to talk to me. I'm feeling it out. Yeah, reveal your secrets. I mean, I know you got keys, but I'm gonna fucking take my chance. That's Artana!
What? Really? And you hit the table and knocked it off. There it is, yeah. You, glancing at this lock, the inspiration kind of rolling through you, the burst of invigorated blood hitting your systems, all the adrenaline's kind of flowing through you. In the back of your head, you hear that howl, that... And you quietly, without even realizing it, mouth it.
Yeah.
As you're just focused in, it falls open. The heavy-ass lock just kind of clink, clanks to the side, and the gate opens to the front. Treshi's still kind of up on the side. Are you...
Explain one thing to me. Are you a prisoner, or are they protecting you?
Who are you? Who are you? And he grabs like a book and is holding it in front of him like a weapon.
The wood chisel goes and just touches his aorta, like, and you can see it moving against the pulse of his heartbeat.
And I'm like, unless you want to bleed, get in the hole and do it quietly.
Just tip moving us. Fine. And then he jumps into the hole.
Start counting.
I'll slice the rope open.
Okay. As you cut the rope, she kind of looks at you and then immediately skitters back and grabs the crossbow, the heavy crossbow, darts over and grabs the blade, sheathing it.
Wait!
Loads the crossbow, pulls it back in like a rapid maneuver, and then turns it invisible. Vanishes from sight.
Great. I was gonna grab a yellow cloak.
There's
That's even better.
There's a brief beat where you hear, "Where are you taking him?"
We're taking him home.
The air paths aren't quite as different as you think. And you hear the voice kind of sourcelessly, "We gotta go." Okay, back to the rest of you who have been outside. You, who are going to rush back to the seat now, hear the continuing explosions and the occasional, like, screams. "Ah! Ah!"
If we've gotten close enough to the building, where the fuck is Laudna?
You'll actually hear in your head, Ashton. Where have they taken the crates?
We've got what we need. Fuck the ring. Get out. We're heading out.
I'm gonna start dodging fire. I'm gonna spider climb down.
Okay.
I'm making a beeline, like, through Saving Private Ryan, gunfire and explosions and bodies and stuff. I'm just like, I'm sorry, I can't help you right now.
You can see kind of the dark shape in the dust storm of FCG kind of darting back and beginning to, like, make his way through the different, like, gunfire. Where are you heading?
I'm trying to get to the crawler that is parked up against the wall.
The skirmish crawler?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my grapple hook if I need to, like, get up into the cockpit of it.
You try and push forward on it, and as you do, the legs spark to life and begin digging into the ground, and it begins to right itself. The problem is it's about 10 foot from the wall, so it just goes and slams into the wall.
Okay, and so there's, like, multiple levers. The ones that I just pressed activated, like, the thrust, right?
It's like holding a set of horns.
Okay.
And it looks like there's a lever up beyond that to each one. You just kind of push forward on it, and it seems to, like, guide forward.
Okay, so I could pull back, or
You
I
pull
could
back.
go sides.
You could certainly try.
Okay. I'm gonna quickly. I'm gonna take out that change bringer coin and just flip it. Heads or
Okay.
tails?
Do you have a coin?
I do.
Flip it.
Okay. Okay. Heads, I'll go backwards, and tails, I'll go like kind of left.
Okay.
Okay. Tails, kind of left.
You glance forward just in time to see Ashen just
Looking.
barreling towards you, and you come through the dust and you see what looks to be a skirmish crawler like growling. You can see like the blue energy of its energy core kind of glowing through the storm beneath it, lighting up the ground, and there just over kind of the bent metal front of it, the like armored guard, you see the little lenses of
I'm gonna
FCG.
turn on the light spell through my eyes, and I'm gonna say, "Get in, bitch! We're getting out of here!"
I'm gonna run to it, jump in the back. What the fuck plan is this? No one knows what you're doing. There's not a way out of here. The doors are fucking closed.
There's a lot of death everywhere. I'm scared.
This is a bad plan. Move towards the front entrance. I don't know what else to fucking do.
All right, I'll try. Well, I'm just gonna kind of tear around the donut of the place.
FCG's just doing donuts in a sandstorm.
I
I
know
love
I'm
it.
gonna try to find Fern. Like I'm gonna go around the perimeter, try to find Fern.
I got it. Perfect. Well, that's happening. Fern, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm just gonna stand and I see the one of them donutting.
I'm overcorrecting.
Move over. Move over.
No, I got this.
That one's a little out of control.
Okay, while this is happening, Laudna, you're climbing up the side of the wall, and Dash, if you want to, you can climb up pretty quickly. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go to the top floor, and I'm gonna start crawling along the edge. I'm gonna start peeking in and see if I can see any higher-ranking officers.
Yes, because as you climb up over the balcony, the first thing you see is you are about 1 foot from Otohan Thull, who is just standing at the balcony and watching.
Watching all of this. Hello, darkness.
What? There's an immediate look of like, what? Before all of a sudden the entire balcony is immersed in darkness, but you can see through.
I can see through if I use a sorcerer point to cast, which I do.
Okay.
I'm going to then loop around her, so I can see through it. Does she have any pockets? Her Boba Fett jetpack, change purse, anything like that?
Are you trying to shake down?
I'm trying to plant this fucking ring on Otohan.
Oh. Okay. Pushing past the cloak, you can see this, and it's a device. It's a device that's kind of affixed to her back. And as you look underneath, there's like almost these two cylindrical chambers with things placed inside them. And as you kind of pull back, you can see there's definitely an area where you could tuck a ring in, or you could hide it in there if you'd like to. But
Sure.
placed inside.
Does it feel like she would access it? It doesn't matter. There's no time. I plant it.
So you go ahead and you go to place it up inside, and you're like, great. And as soon as you get it placed in its positioning, she spins with the blades out, and you immediately take the full brunt of a round of attacks. She cannot
But
see,
I placed the ring. The ring
as
is
far
in.
as you aware.
And I still have mirror image.
You do. So the first strike is going to be 17.
She hits a mirror.
Shpoof, darts off one of the mirror edges of it. The version, while she can't even see, she's kind of going off of the sense of where you might be and strikes one of the mirror
I love
images
that
away.
you're just going after Ahsoka right now. Right in the dark.
That's going to be a natural 1 with a disadvantage.
Nice.
Second
Yes.
strike misses. The third one,
Hits a mirror.
Yes.
Well, you're surrounded by raids.
you hear in the darkness her voice go, "Whoever you are, your timing is curious."
I jump off the balcony.
You jump off the balcony.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait till I get almost all the way down and then feather fall.
Fall 3 stories down, kind of tumbling backward, righting yourself in the middle of the air as your bones crack into place.
It's like when you see cats fall in slow motion. It's kind of like that, but I kind of like crack my bones and then
and
land.
flip around.
You're a cat?
I'm a cat.
You stop yourself and land right on the ground. Just as you're rushing towards the front, you see suddenly a shape drop.
We hit the brakes.
Oh. Come here. Hey, I think they were driving around on that thing.
Let's go.
Okay.
Where's everybody else?
I don't know. Imogen.
In the interim, the rest of you who have been inside this fortress, you have Artana alongside you, and you have a hole wrapped up that contains currently Armand Treshi. The three of you, along with following her lead, end up coming up the stairs. The grate itself still open as you push through. Immediately coming up, you can see two of the Paragon's Call around the corner and see her, weapons out, like oh shit! And as they go to draw, she immediately fires. And for the size of this crossbow, the speed in which she can reload and fire is insane. But she takes 2 shots, one into each of these. They rush forward towards her, and she's going ahead to reload.
I'm gonna say in
attack, and 2
Artana's head, play long.
Okay.
And I'm gonna run up and tackle her.
Okay.
And yell at the guards, "We've got this covered. Go help everyone in front."
So they're ready to just unload on her, weapons out and ready.
And it looks like, oh yeah, I'm opening her up. Get outside.
She tumbles to the ground and is just kind of like now laying flat over the crossbow. They both kind of, they both start reaching into their pouch to bring out what looks to be chains and manacles to go
Go!
up.
We have this handled.
They throw the manacles down and they put her back in the cell below. And they both
Good idea.
They both go continuing down the hall where they were headed.
I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna really lock these, but we're gonna act like we're putting these on your wrists.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Run! Let's get out of here.
I grab her by the arm as we start running. Say, "We're the Bell's Hells. We're not with you. You're with us. Come on."
Yeah, it's in the trailer.
Fine, but do me a favor of at least picking up my weapon.
I'll take it. Here, give me that thing.
Yeah, thanks.
Would my Imogen be right about this
Right
time?
about now.
Imogen! What?
Is everything all right?
We, commandeered a crawler.
Great. We got Treshi. We're on our way out.
Meet us out front.
All right.
As you're passing the war room, you see as Ratanish kind of steps around the corner and goes, "You caught her.
That's right.
Where are you taking her?"
I'm gonna throw Artana at him.
Throw her?
Whoa!
Betraying her already? That was so fast!
All of the people of outside are on her side.
No, they're not. I think she's using it as a distraction. She's an
think she
assassin.
paid
She
him
works
off.
alone.
Find out.
So you throw her towards Ratanish. As she gets kind of pushed into his arms, he goes ahead and grasps the chain and looks at her and goes, "Good work. Oh, you have no idea what you've done."
Oh, shit.
And
those manacles aren't
begins to try and drag her by that point, at which point she pulls out of the manacles and turns invisible once more and vanishes.
Okay.
The dust storm is kind of clearing up a little bit for those who are on the outskirts. You don't know if it's the end of the storm or if you're just finding a brief lull in it.
Let's go.
Run out.
We gotta open the gate. How do we do that? Can someone go ahead and do that?
I quickly just tell Imogen, new plan, back gate.
Got it.
So as you approach and kind of spin off to the side, the legs kind of digging in a bit to stop before you slam into it. The secondary gate, while smaller than the front gate, is built in a similar reinforced way. And there are cranks and what looks like 2 sets of chains that kind of work through this pulley system to kind of pull them apart and open. However, in the process of the siege, as it is standard procedure, there are a number of bars and elements that have now been placed to keep it shut and defensible from the inside.
Is anybody watching, by the way, or
I'm gonna try.
Right now, their focus, it seems, is largely to the assault on the opposite side of the
I'm
courtyard.
raging and I'm gonna hit this thing.
I know, the bars.
Pull the bar.
Lift the bar.
Oh, well, then I get my strength, so y'all rage and try.
It's up to you. You can attack it
Does
if you
that
want
help,
to.
or-
Look, I just don't want you to miss a chance to fight a door.
Oh, yeah.
It's really it's a cherished pastime, really.
I'm trying to find a thing just because there's too many things
Get your
here.
vengeance, bro. There are 3 braces on it. One of them looks like it had a latch that was pulled that caused it to shift.
Suddenly, I kind of become mildly translucent in the head as I sort of get that portal shift. And I'm going to do a wormhole strike at the top one and try and see if I can knock it either out or break it, try and knock it out of its
That's great. All right, yeah. You focus. There's a spark on the side of your head as you punch your arms forward, and they just kind of vanish into a dark hole. And up above, you watch as the brace gets knocked off, and these arms kind of just appeared out of nowhere, lifted up in the air, and then you withdraw them. So the highest brace is now removed.
I'm gonna give one more. I'm gonna give one more run, but instead of using my hands, I'm gonna see if I can just knock it out with like a fucking baseball.
Sure. Another heavy, like, gulf swing upward, cracks into it, and it looks like it's about to clatter back down, but then it just kind of stays up. There's just enough resistance to hold it elevated. With the next rattle, you're uncertain if it's going to fall in a way you like or a way you don't.
I'd say that my telekinesis in the ring is 1 time a day.
You do concentrate on it. I mean, telekinesis is a concentration spell. So if you want to, yeah, you could just use that to do it.
Oh.
Now the brace does move easy with that. There you go.
And there's 1 brace left.
There is.
Do it again. Do it at the bottom brace.
There you go.
This would have been.
All of you.
It's about this time that the rest of your troop catches up to you, covered in sand and dust.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Wait, we're not taking the car?
They cannot fit on it. Let's go.
Some of us can.
Take the car.
I'm staying on this thing.
Take the car to Joe's.
Just go!
Get to Joe's. Try to open the door.
Okay, so there are the dual chain cranks. So you have to go over and
Yep.
I'll do the other one.
Okay. So with that, the doors.
Give me the package.
Now the dust is not entirely clear, but it's not as heavily, intense as it was. Glancing about, you can see there's still some skirmishes happening, but it looks like it's getting lighter along the walls on the opposite side. You see one shape kind of dart from the fortress to the wall, kind of arc over.
That is
Yeah.
Artana.
Good. She got out.
So,
Fine.
okay. So you turn around and kind of begin to turn past that space, and right as you turn the corner back into the main thoroughfare, there's a shape waiting for you right at where that opens up.
Artana.
You see a figure's cloak whipping, and right as you come tearing in, and the lights of the sand begin to kind of apparate, you see the familiar gray hair and red cloak of Otohan Thull just standing there right in your way. As you begin to try and slow it down, she darts forward and just blades out, starts striking up against the crawler's side. The skirmisher that you were on, the front wheel is destroyed.
Okay.
All right.
So as Otohan carves through the blades like a spinning whirlwind in the air, and then landing behind, the skirmisher kind of wheel up. The wheel splits apart and then digs right into the dirt ground. The back of the legs kind of fling forward as all of you kind of get pulled forward as it just kind of grinds into the dirt, throwing all of you from the back of the vehicle. The skirmisher just detonates upon the impact. The flames kind of swirl around you, and you all end up tumbling in the dirt, spinning over and over before coming to rest. While the rest of you who weren't on it now kind of went to kind of chase and follow suit, and you see this fiery explosion, and it just eats shit and get destroyed. Your friend's thrown from it, and they're standing in the ground. You see Otohan stand up, the 2 blades at the side, the cloak just flapping in the breeze. At which point, she kind of looks back at both sides, kind of has blades out to both. And goes, "Let's have a conversation, shall we?" And you watch as there's this weird this flicker in the back, underneath where the cloak is. And these dark shapes appear. 3 dark, shadowy versions of her appear in the space around where she is. All wearing the same dark gray armor, but somehow darker. Dark grays and blacks. Otohan kind of looks to both sides expectantly. What do you do?
I'm gonna move closer and just bind with Imogen and Locke.
Okay.
Just binding.
You want a conversation? You better start talking before that jaw's removed from your skull.
You impress me with your brazen infiltration. Brash can have its merits. Over well plotted. We who think too far ahead, it seems, can miss what stands right before us, yes? Who sent you? Who is your employer? She takes a few more steps in your direction.
I step in front of Imogen.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold my hand out.
The kind of shadowed versions, which now you can see are versions of her. Orm, you've seen these assassins before.
Oh, shit! It just got interesting.
Underneath Otohan,
And now it's...
the ground is gonna sort of rip open, and red light's gonna pour out. And just a sphere of storm is going to erupt around her. And I'm casting Hungry Torrent.
Okay, so all 3 are destroyed.
Oh,
They're
great.
just like
well, that was easy.
scatter. And as the tendrils kind of lick around her, and she kind of like strikes it off. Hello again.
Oh shit.
Who sent you? In a familiar but more intrusive way, you feel like a cold icicle begins to push into your mind. She asks forcefully once more, who do you work for? Who sent you? And you try and resist, and it pushes through, and for a second you feel like you've lost all grip on your will, your strength, and then it's gone. And that brief burst of headache slips from you, and you're back in control. And in that moment, she looks at you. Estros. Interesting. I'll have to pay him a visit. That old fool meddles far beyond his aspirations. What do you know of me? Of this? You can answer these questions, or I take the answers from you.
Yeah, clearly.
We don't know anything. We didn't even know you were here.
I have a hard time believing that you would not know that the leader of the group that you've infiltrated was present. Especially given the FaceTime I've had with a number of you since your arrival.
Are you starting your turn? It's been 6 seconds. You're gonna take another 3d6 lightning damage if you stay in there.
She's gonna stay there and take it.
Wow.
She'll use a legendary resistance and succeed.
Oh shit!
She's gonna take 9. And I think she's gonna go,
Moving up.
Yeah.
perhaps the rest of you are weak. Like the sheep who bleat to be saved by some higher power.
Yes.
You are worthy of only ashes, then. 3 more of those same versions just reappear around her.
Well,
Are they in the ball?
Run!
No, they are not, and we're rolling initiative.
Rolling initiative.
Run!
Oh God.
We gotta run.
This
We gotta run away.
Fucking GG.
So, Otohan goes first.
Sure.
She's gonna go ahead and dart forward. Right up into this space.
Yep.
Yeah, of course she is.
It's going to go up to you first, Ashton, and is going to go ahead and unleash 3 weapon attacks and then an offhand strike against you. So that is 16 points of slashing damage. Second attack, take 11 points of slashing damage. The third hit, that is going to be 15 points of slashing damage.
Yep.
And then the echo is going to take in the offhand strike. So it goes.
I'm down.
That's going to finish their go for this round. Next up is Orem.
I'm gonna kneel down fast and jam this into Ashton's mouth, and then stand up, whip around, and slash twice. I'm gonna leap up in the air, slash her, and then kick her off, and use a superiority die and try to push her back in.
As you strike, you watch her kind of like flex the muscles in her forehead, and as you go, there's almost like a psychic shield kind of and absorbs most of the blow. Finishing Orem's go. Ashton, you are conscious, though prone.
I'm gonna disengage, fucking back up. I cannot believe I'm doing this. Take a little cover, a little safety there, and I'm gonna rage just for the shit of it.
All right, finishing your turn. To take a legendary action, take a strike at Imogen. And it's going to go ahead and use a psychic sonic strike on you. So, as Otohan's kind of like looking over at where Ashton's going off and facing off with Orem, with an unnatural speed, just kind of like glancing over, like all of a sudden focuses on you, and the moment you see a flash of where your eyes met in that dream, and right as you pull out of that, you didn't even notice the blade meet you. And you are knocked prone. All right, Chetney, you're up.
Fucking shit. Yeah, bonus action. I'm gonna grab my lower jaw and just rip my face off, and there is
Let's go.
a huge wolf maw underneath, but I'm wearing like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Chetney mask up top.
Oh God, that's horrifying.
Yep.
I
And
love it.
I am going to run up to the edge of the cyclone and then run around the side of it as far as I can. I'm going to use the blood curse of bloated agony.
Bloated agony?
Yeah, so the blood magic's already on the chisel, but he takes it and he just sticks it into his rib, and he goes, and a huge howl comes out, and you see like shock waves that go out.
Hits the back of Otohan, and you watch as the armor seems to almost bulge as muscles begin to fight, and something internal begins to kind of twist and contort within the body of Otohan Thull. You're like, looks back over her shoulder, back at you.
That's my turn.
Okay, you got it. All right, finishing that turn is going to use another action to dash onto this side next to Fern. Alrighty, that brings us to Imogen. You are prone on the ground.
I'm gonna just in your head, you're just gonna hear, run. And I'm gonna use Misty Step. On the ground, I'm looking up, and I look past Otohan, up at the balcony behind her.
Okay.
And I'm gonna Misty Step up to here.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Okay, end of your turn. It's going to use third legendary action to go ahead and take a strike on you, Fern. That's going to be a 28 to hit.
No.
28 to hit Matt Mercer.
Okay.
I'm just going to use another psionic strike to add an additional
We're trying to run, right?
14 points of psychic damage.
I feel like she's pissed enough, even if we try to hand over Treshi, she's not
right
gonna
away because you protect, but it's a win situation.
run. Are we all have to be in
that
on
finishes,
running.
I thought
turn
we
there for
were. That's
turn.
why I ran.
Okay. I'm gonna reach my hand down to Mister.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, let's go. And as a bonus action, he's going to cast fiery teleportation.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to start running this way as well.
When this burst of flame kind of like burns her a bit.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay.
Shit, that's my turn.
I'm gonna run and start heading up this balcony.
Up this balcony, that'll get you partway up the ladder there.
Okay.
FCG, you're up.
I'm gonna run this way.
Okay.
I mean, roll that way around the back of the house.
All right. Finishing your turn, top of the round, it's now Otohan's go. Already is next to you. He's going to go ahead and run a couple strikes. Going to do 3 attacks against you, Orm. First strike is going to be 25 to hit.
Yeah.
I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, Perry.
Fail.
Fail, you are not prone.
I
hit all of them.
Sweeping it out from under you. Is going to go ahead and strike you again. You're prone to advantage from the strike. Because you are prone, the blade sinks deeper into you on the ground. It almost seems to like seek to pin you to the floor. 12 points of slashing damage?
Out, and as he's going out, he's looking at the sky past her shoulder and thinking of his husband and his father. He's out.
No! Not like this.
I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of the movement over here. Kind of moving away from the now unconscious Orm, pulling the blade forth. Walks over past Ashton, just looking up in the direction of where Imogen vanished.
She knew where I went?
Huh?
She knew where I went?
It's almost like she can sense minds.
Oh man,
God.
She's shopping. This is bad.
And just staring up in your direction with the offhand strike, just does a strike against Ashton.
God fucking damn it.
That's going to be 21 to hit.
Yeah, it fucking hits. I'm out.
That is 12 points of slashing damage.
Oh man.
Tell our story, mister.
And
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
Chetney, you're
Yes. I'm on her tail. All four paws on the ground. Coming dead charge. And I'm growling and howling to try and get her attention if I can. But I know it's not much else that I can do.
End of the turns, can use legendary action to go ahead and take a strike at Fern. That's going to be 14 points of slashing damage.
I'm out. That brings you to Fern's turn. Fern, you should make a death save for me, please.
Read out.
So let me put in my.
Yeah.
So
We got her on the ropes.
What do I do?
Cleric's still up.
14.
That's one success, so mark that one success.
Shaking.
Let's go ahead and use another legendary action to dash. That brings us to Ladna. You're climbing up and you look over and you just see.
I'm going to just jump off of the stairs,
Okay.
move, kind of stick to this edge,
Okay.
and get within 60 feet. I don't think I gotta go far.
25, 30 can get you kind of back up into this space here, kind of rushing just past this here.
All right. I'm going to drop Wither and Bloom right here.
You can both hit her and get Ashton in the radius if you'd like, yes.
Cool. Awesome. I do that. Okay, so she takes 8 damage, necrotic.
8 necrotic damage.
You get to roll a hit dice, Ashton.
All right, 7.
All right, so you heal, regain 7 hit points.
Yep.
Hey, that's great.
At the end of your turn,
I mean, it's
she's going to spend her last two legendary
Yes.
actions to use psi-powered leap. The outside of her body begins to shimmer and shake. Rocks in the ground begin to buzz and lift just a couple inches off the ground.
I'm gonna use my action to keep moving around the house to see if I can see what the hell's going on over there. Or my movement, I mean.
Yep.
What do I see?
You see a wrecked crawler. You see you see Fern on the ground that way. And you see Chetney in wolf form currently.
Okay, I'll bonus action healing word Fern.
Great. So, Fern, you are now conscious, though prone, out of the periphery of Otohan, it seems, at the moment. It's now Otohan's turn. This one vanishes, being too far away. Otohan now buzzing and kind of hearing the chanting off in the distance of the Wither and Bloom taking the hit and the strike, glances over and sees you dart around the way with the psychic leak. Suddenly bounds into the air, arcing 80 feet.
She's not going after Image.
All right. Lands. As you're kind of rushing around the corner, you hear. And right as you go to turn, you watch apparate in front of you the dark shadow of Otohan. One of the echoes kind of flickers into being, and you look over your shoulder, and she goes, "Can't run from this, my dear." And he's going to go ahead and rush into a flurry of strikes on you.
Oh, shit.
Going to use another psionic strike to hit you for an additional 10 points of psychic damage. You are not prone.
We said scatter, and she just took us down before we could scatter.
She's going to take a secondary strike on you on the ground
It
with
wasn't
advantage.
good planned.
10 points of slashing damage. The echo's going to take the third strike on you on the ground as well.
Down.
You do that thing where you don't go down?
Strength of the grave.
Strength of the grave.
Yeah.
Still has a third attack. Is going to go ahead.
I mean,
You're the only one in range, Ladna.
I'm sure it hits.
That's an auto crit. You failed 2 death saves. That's going to end Otohan's turn. The echoes that were summoned can now move. This one's going to just shift over here. This one's going to turn and run around 30 feet to this side.
she's relentless.
Actually, at the end of the turn, as everyone's rushing around, she shouts out, "You're missing the party! Run all you want. You're just running and leaving them to die."
Fuck it, yeah. Now that I've got this going on, I'm going to run up, stand up with half my movement. I'm going to get advantage. I'm going to try and pin this little shadow fuck so that I can get advantage on the swing.
Take that advantage.
I'm going to take an attack. Barely lifting my hammer because it's really heavy and I'm really tired and nothing's good right now. Come on, roll properly. Natural 20, which hardly matters here, but I hit the thing.
Oh, it does.
So
so it's gone.
It disintegrates.
The cool thing though is I have space up right now.
Oh.
Because I've got which is why I'm slightly translucent. That swing gives me just enough power to teleport.
Okay, so you just go bolting.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, this direction.
That direction? Okay. So if you want to move that piece over there, you got it. You're over that space. That brings us to Chetney's turn.
Sometimes you gotta cut a bitch. I'll take 2 hybrid form wood chisel strikes against her.
Do it.
And I'll use my bonus action again to pump a little bloated agony into her.
You got it.
21 to hit.
21 to hit, hits.
The second one was a miss.
Yeah. Starting to see a little wear and tear.
Nice.
End of her turn. Just going to go ahead and using a second legendary action to attack you in retort. Misses. You miss a strike, and then she misses a strike, and you're both now just slashing each other, dodging him, just in the middle of this fray amongst this tangled mass of what was once a skirmish crawler, kind of just sitting there smoking rubble in the middle of this dust-covered battlefield. All right, that brings us to Imogen.
Say, Laudna, where are you?
No response.
I'm gonna cast Fly on myself
Okay.
and fly 60 feet up in the air.
All right.
And in Otohan's head, I'm just gonna scream, "Enough!" Let's end this.
Finishing Imogen's turn. Fern? You're conscious, correct?
Yeah.
You just from where you're standing, you would not see her, but you kind of come to consciousness. The dust storm still blasting past your eyes, kind of burning from the sand hitting you as you'll come back to it.
Dust storm through this whole thing.
Yeah. We'll say at the end of its turn, sorry, it's going to use last legendary action to make another strike against you. It's kind of glaring at you, and then 11 points slashing damage.
Reduced to 6 because my wolf hide is so sexy.
Going to use another sonic strike to take an additional 13 points of force damage.
Oh, God damn. Okay, hold on.
Tries to strike and knock you onto the ground, but you just resist the strength of it and hold form. Okay. The tension is definitely kind of like looking over towards Imogen and kind of seems to be doing a presentation or waiting for something. All right. You are seeing with each of these like creations of these echoes, something is like flaring from underneath the back of the cloak.
Okay. So I'm just gonna get up.
Okay.
I am going to do Cure Wounds on Orem through Mister. 8 points of healing. Or
Oh, look at that.
that's it.
Okay.
You really?
All right. Laudna, use your roll death save for me, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
God fucking damn it.
This is it, kids.
This is it. Delilah, take the wheel.
Natural 20? Is it natural 20?
It's a natural 20.
Is it really?
You saw it. You see it, right? You see it,
Holy
right?
shit.
It's a natural
Oh my
20.
god.
Hey, you get knocked down.
Just so
Now
you
get
can.
up again.
I will never question you
Yeah, no,
ever again,
it's-
Delilah.
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 Warlock for life.
The deep shadow before the darkness begins to curl and take you. Not yet, my child. We have much to do. Your eyes shoot open.
But they're full. No one can see, but they're full black. As I just, there's black comes out. I'm going to kind of just roll over and crawl around to the back of his house.
Okay.
not expecting to see this fucker, and I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast him.
Do it.
You can get out of there.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Nat 20?
Oh my.
Oh my god. 2 10s
go.
or 24.
Yeah.
24.
Good go.
The echo of Otohan that was like around the corner, stepping blades out, just and scatters into dust and darkness.
I'm still kind of on the ground. I'm gonna stand up, but I'm just gonna kind of lean up against the windowsill.
Okay.
Freak the fuck out of my mind.
Okay.
And then I will say, just with it's raspy with whatever air I can choke out. Imogen.
Fresh cut grass. You're up. You've come out. You see, you just helped Fern stand. She rushed over, lobbed a couple of attacks. She's barely holding on. You see Orem on the ground, eyes flicker open, wounded to shit. You see Ashton teleport around the corner, charging away, hobbling. Imogen is up in the air, floating angrily, voice echoing like a thunderbolt. You have no idea where Laudna is. You have no idea where Chetney is, though you hear the strikes and howls from beyond the wreckage of that crawler. What are you doing?
Okay, then I will move that way.
Okay, so you scoot over this way. A wheel sound.
That finishes your turn. Brings it to Otohan's turn. And that Otohan here, like thrashing, stops for a second, looks at Imogen, and like the rest. Your friends are extremely obnoxiously resilient. Perhaps I've been going about this the wrong way. I should be more complete with my job. And it's going to go ahead into striking against you, since you're right there. And strike against you. That's a natural 20.
Ooh, shit.
So this does 18 points of slashing damage, reduced to 9.
You know what?
These are going to move.
You know what?
Over to here. That one's gone. She's going to go ahead and offhand to Echo Swap, and boof.
Yep.
What?
All of a sudden, she teleports separately from the Echo. They both boof, and swap places.
Oh my.
Yep.
Otohan.
You are prone, so that's advantage. That's going to be 23 to hit.
Down.
Okay.
And as it stabs, you see Orm's hand, which was reaching into his belt, and the blue sending stone goes boom, boom.
Oh,
dude.
Yes, so fucking awful.
Second strike.
Shit.
Auto crit. 2 death saves.
Good night.
Third strike. Orem, please describe to me in your final moment as Orem looks up, barely holding his vision forward, and Otohan pulls the blade up and is about to press it down into his sternum.
There's a really heavy sense of failure. But at the same time, I know I'm gonna see Will and Derek again.
She stops for a second.
We've met before. Yeah.
She turns back up and looks at Imogen. That's gonna finish her turn. Ashton, you're up.
I'm just gonna take a wild fucking swing, and I'm gonna swing and hit the ground in an attempt to just make a fucking shockwave towards this motherfucker. But of course, a portal opens and the hammer disappears, and it's gonna hit her right back in the fucking head.
So you go, the portal opens behind their head, and her eyes, which have been locked on Imogen for most of this past few moments, suddenly dart to the side, noticing something, and she ducks low right as the portal opens and the hammer swings wide, missing her by an inch.
Fuck me, and I'm booking for the rest of my run.
All right, that brings us to Chetney's turn.
I will take a swipe at the echo in front of me with my chisel.
You arc up into it, and it scatters. into this like weird smoke, like sludge that just dissipates in the air.
I'll use 25 feet to give chase. That will not get me very far.
All right, into your turn. You can use another legendary action to attack Fern.
Oh my god.
That's going to be a 26 to hit.
Yes!
God.
God damn it!
Take 13 points of slashing damage.
Yes, I'm
Wait.
down. Ugh!
As you fall unconscious, the last thing you hear before the darkness takes your vision is Otohan saying, "You carry the seed, which is not as strong as others."
The seed?
It's Ruidus born. She's Ruidus born too.
Tears just streaming down my face. I'm gonna fly down and forward with my hand outstretched, both of them towards her. And I'm gonna just scream, "Leave my friends alone!" But it's gonna echo in her head, painfully screech, and at level 3, I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers.
As you blast her mind, she's like, "Ugh," and darts off in the direction, like, and then turns around and spins, kind of grabbing her face, looks up. Good. Good. Good.
Demonstrating her powers for something.
Where are you, FCG?
You mean hit point wise?
No, just
Physically.
on the board.
I'm still within visual sight of Aurum. I know what's going on. I'm still on the board.
Shit.
Doesn't
You don't have
matter.
Vivify?
Yeah. Just gotta get within 10 turns. I gotta get to him.
I'm gonna send a message. Oh,
Wait.
the Moontide Crown. Ira. We know where he is. Do you want it? You have to stop.
As Otohan dashes upward, and like the left-handed offhand blade is drawn and is about to start heading down towards Fern on the ground to start finishing the job that she thought she could wipe up a lot easier than she could. Suddenly turns the head and looks at you as the message hits. Huh.
We can help you.
Looks up at you, Imogen. You hear in your head, "Is this true?" You feel that invasive kind of will pushing into your mind. As much as you try and withstand giving information, you feel the extraction of interactions, of Ira, of the device, of the crown, of the escape. Looks back over at Laudna. You speak some truth. Then tell me. Or she raises the blade up ahead once more.
We've seen the ley lines.
Ley lines.
We know where they're converging.
So do I. FCG, what do you want to do?
Behind the crawler, just make myself look like part of it.
So you kind of like shift into the middle and hold. She looks back up to Imogen. You're so close.
I'm out.
Fern, in the final moments
Oh my
of
fucking
consciousness and life on this realm, as the blade rests above you, what do you do? What do you say?
Boy, that was a hell of a run.
As the blade goes into your abdomen, and then with a spray, an arc of red that seems to almost turn to black as it hits the dust, and then scatters off of the wind. Fern Calloway's no more.
And are we still fucking fighting? God Damn it, this one.
2 more attacks in a round against you. Gonna go ahead and do another Sonic Strike for an additional 12 points of psychic damage.
No fucking way.
You take 2 death saves. She's just strikes that third strike into Chetney and looks up at you once more. The more you run from it, the more you lose. There's greatness in you, and our fate is soon. Embrace it. We'll be called like the rest. You feel this kind of this energy in your stomach. That same energy that is in the center of that storm in every nightmare you've had, and it scares you, and you fight it. It's like staring into the worst nightmare, and it's calling you. Chetney, make a death saving throw.
It's life or death.
It's like the 50-meter high dive.
There we go.
13.
Oh,
that's a success.
Prolonged it.
Imogen, storm rages in your belly. Do you fight it?
I'm not losing them to just surrender to you.
You're not surrendering to me, but to your nature.
I'll fly down. I'll fly down towards her. I'll reach my hand towards her. But before I land, I'm gonna witch bolt at 3rd level.
Okay.
So my hair's gonna fly up, my eyes are gonna flash white. I'm just gonna hit her with everything I got.
As the arc of energy fires out and strikes her, it impacts and spreads throughout the torso, and she seems to drop a blade, reach up, and almost grab the tether.
I'm gonna hit the ground and hold on to it.
Come on. You're so close. That same kind of burning in your belly, the weird, growing, alluring, calling sensation somewhere deep in your soul, in the very essence of every fiber of your being is going, now, now, and she sees it. There's a grin on her face. There's an excitement, like a teacher waiting for a student to have a breakthrough. Does that finish your turn?
I'm gonna glance over at FCG. And you're just gonna hear, you have to save them.
I know.
And I'm gonna fly down to her. You let them go.
You give in, or you all die. We only need the strongest of us. She's starting to show some hurt, like she's looking a little ragged after that last hit.
Yeah.
Not super down, but the tether is still kind of sparking between the two of you, and she has almost like not quite, she wrapped her arm around it, but she's just clutching it, and like her fingers are like burning. You can see this kind of like dark bits of smoke kind of rising from where her gloved hand, her fingerless elements of it, as it touches it, the skin's darkening, and she's just kind of embracing the pain. Ladna?
All right.
Okay.
You see her now standing right in front of Otohan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it again. Wither and Bloom on top of both of them.
Wither and Bloom on both of them.
You get to roll a hit dice and come up.
Dice?
Yeah,
Clutch.
whatever your hit dice is.
3.
So you're at 3 hit points. So, At the end of your turn, Laudna,
Fucking useless.
right, as the tether's being held, the withering bloom goes off. Chetney comes back to consciousness. She looks over, looks at you. Is she your favorite?
I'll go with you. I give in. Don't hurt her.
But you see, you don't just choose to give in. You let go when the moment's right. And she's gonna go ahead and use legendary action to dash.
She's coming for my ass.
Up to Laudna. Rushes up, blades out, looks over at you. And Armand's gonna go ahead and take one strike against you. You watch as she strikes once, the second time, and Laudna falls back. While Laudna's still falling in the air, third strike. As she's falling back in the air from that second strike, she immediately takes the second blade and jams it up through her back, which pierces out of the sternum. And while holding her still aloft, kind of a reverse Sephiroth situation, Laudna held in the air, just looks over at you. It's your turn. Imogen, what are you doing? I call the screaming to you. Do you continue to resist?
I'll go with you.
Just holds her there. Let go and give in to your nature. Pulls the blade from Laudna, her body falls to the ground with a dark spatter across the rock. Throws the blade up, catches it.
I'm gonna close my
reversed.
eyes, open them, and scream. And scream dissonant whispers out in her head again. At
Okay.
second level.
As that burning storm burns up from within, you feel like a tidal surge pulling you under, like the dark abyss of the ocean swallowing you up. But it's nothing but red, warm, crackling fury. And as it does, the entire landscape around you just turns red. The dust storm, the wind freezes. The sand just kind of frozen in the air. Those of you who are still here notice as the coloration of this entire region of the city turns a deep, deep red. Otohan looks back at you. Yes. Yes. This is it. The rest of you looking at Imogen. Her hair fully extended and levitating. Her skin a deep crimson hue. Where you saw the thin bolts that had stretched at parts of her are now light and glowing, and now encompass whole facets of her body. As she stands there lifting, the very space around her shakes and adjusts. And as you scream one more time uncontrollably, all that pain, all that fury, all that vengeance within, as you unleash it, you watch as all the buildings tear away, the bricks crackling around like a whirlwind. The rest of you are pulled throughout, and with one final scream, white. That's where we're in tonight's episode.
What? Oh!
What?
Fuck! What does that mean?
No, I don't. Am I
No.
dead or alive?
We'll find out next time.
Oh! My God!